everyone. Hello, happy Thursday. So excited to have you on. As you're jumping in, let's utilize this chat. Let's blow it up. I want to know where you're from. I want to know if you're a beauty consultant or if someone invited you. And if someone invited you, I would love to know who. We just love to get to know women all over the country. And so just go ahead and just drop your city so we can kind of see where everyone is across the whole US. Let's see, consultant from Fort Worth. Love it. All right, we're letting more people in, coming in. Awesome. Casey, consultant from Owensboro. Congratulations. So happy to see you, girl. Let's see, Julie from New York City. Yeah. Consultant from Arizona, Deborah Pryor. Love it. Welcome, welcome. All right, keep lighting up that chat from where you're from.
Tell me too. I done checked it.
Yeah, text a word here right now, pink, to 619-202-8225. Okay, so just the word pink, not the emojis or the parentheses or any other thing. Just text that word pink. It's my number. And consultants and guests, okay? And you're going to be entered in for some fun prizes that we're giving away tonight, which is super fun. So we would love to give those away. We'll also put that in the chat of what to text as well, so that way you don't miss that. I know a lot more people are coming on and popping in, but we're so excited to just kind of get to know everyone tonight, tell you a little bit about our stories. Marie and I, we go back for being friends for a bit. And so, yes, we get to do this event together, but we are friends in real life. And we just love to share our experiences as mothers and women who've done this over a decade. And just to get to share our experience with you a little bit more. We love questions. So as tonight goes on, if you have some questions, pop them in the chat. We're going to be engaging in those questions, you guys, that you put in the chat for us throughout the evening. Even if we don't answer them right away, we have Melissa in the background who will be copying and pasting those and putting your name into a wheel to make sure that you get some more entries. So real quick before we get started, because we just had some more people pop on. Melissa, can you just pop that up one more time of what to text? So that way everybody can make sure to get into some freebies. So you're going to text the word pink to 619-202-8225. You're just going to get a couple texts from me tonight. I promise that's it. But it'll give you in about 60 seconds an entry form to fill out so we can get you into the wheel right away. And then you'll get another one later on. Okay. So awesome. And thanks for continuing to put it in the chat where you're from, who invited you, if you're a consultant, if you're an awesome guest. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pin myself, and I'm going to pin Maria here so we can do our little talk show host style. Let me clean I feel like I need to clean this. Hold on. Let's make that better. Okay, there we go. I was touching it with my hands earlier. So I'm so excited to do this with you. Maria, our conversations have changed a lot today. We went from horses in the morning to pink dreams at night. So tell a little bit about you. Let's tell everybody about ourselves first, and then we'll go through some of these fun perks of our business and just get to kind of share our life throughout it.
Love it. Well, I am loving all the diversity in all the different states. We're basically coast to coast because I am in Palm Desert area, so Southern California. And my background, you guys, is the Peace Corps. I was a Peace Corps volunteer after graduating from college, and my degree is in animal science with, if you can believe this, you can major in horses. And so I have a degree in equestrian studies. And after that, I joined the Peace Corps, and I spent a couple years volunteering in a third world country. And I fell in love in the Peace Corps with someone from my community. And so I ended up bringing him to America, which was quite an adventure. And we now have, fast forward, because we now have 3 kids together, which is very, very fun. But so I'm a mom of 3 girls, and it is a lot of talking in my household with all these little girls. But really, guys, my background is tomboy. Like I had 5 brothers. I loved to be outdoors. I could mow the lawn. I used to joke that I could throw a football spiral better than most men because of growing up with all these boys. But really, my skin from the Peace Corps was like a tortoise. And I always love to say that Mary Kay transformed my life on the outside and the inside. And ladies, if you've not tried our product, you're going to get a chance to. We will invite you to do that. But really, the skincare and the makeup is incredible. But the difference this company can make on your internal self growth is also a transformation. And so we want to invite you to listen with an open heart, because as you're hearing me say Peace Corps volunteer and horses and now a mom of all these girls and we have 16 years. I have 16 years in the company that Bree and I are going to share. We just want you to listen with an open heart and trust what you hear, because we can't wait for you to experience learning about the finances, the fun, the flexibility. And Bree and I have a fun dynamic because we've known each other a long time. So just be on the ride, because you don't know where the conversation's going to go, but
You
you can
don't
ask
even know.
any questions that you want. We want you to have fun. Okay. So Bree,
I
want
love
to
it.
share a little bit about your life?
Yeah. So you guys, I've been doing this for 13 years. I'm a single mom. I homeschool my son, and let me tell you, it's been a fascinating couple weeks with homeschool. It's not for the weak. But I do truly love doing that because, I was just getting a massage today, just a part of the flexibility right before I got here. And we're talking about sometimes things that are going on in the school system. And I'm so glad that I get to control, the mindset and the time and the experiences. And we'll go into more, some of the lifestyle later. But I started this business when I was 22 years old. And prior to that, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. So that's a little bit of my background. And I had really bad skin. Like I was on Accutane, minocycline, tetracycline, getting shots in my face, trying everything from the dermatologist to the drugstore, and really frustrated with my skin. And so I know what it's like to be when your skin isn't exactly where you want and you're not having that confidence to just be like, I could leave my house without a touch of makeup on. And so that was really frustrating to me. Prior to that, was also in a lot of restaurant fields. So I'd always been a hard worker. I graduated high school when I was 16 because I homeschooled myself, and ended up then moving right into work, and just had a dream and a vision and to do that. But at 2 months before I turned 21, my mom had actually passed away. And so I share that because there's certain things that happen in life that really changed the trajectory where you had no idea where you were going to go or be led. And so that moment of losing my mom, there was a lot of chaos in our household. There was a really colorful background of addiction. And so it was kind of like, do you join it or do you make a difference? And a year later, Mary Kay popped into my life, and I was like, I have a job. I don't need this. That's for old ladies. I don't need this. and then it turned into, wow, this transformed my skin because we have an amazing product that goes with European standards, but is made in America, and we get to have that. But then it was like changing me. It was building my confidence. It was building my self-esteem. It was bringing an extra income I didn't realize I needed. And so, I've done this business pregnant. I've done this business going through a rocky relationship. I've done this business through a divorce. I'm doing this business now single. And so I've really done it in a lot of phases of life that I can really share those experiences today of maybe how that's looked and had to pivot and change. And so our intention today is we just want to help women have more choices, have more freedom, be in alignment with your priorities in life. I talk to women so much, and they're always going to work so much. And you work to work versus are you working to live the life that you love and live out of joy? And so that's our intention this evening. So with that, we're going to kind of dig into these 4 different areas here. I think we might have some areas though that we can maybe start with giving off a prize. Do we have some people in the wheel, Melissa, that we could at least give a fun prize to get people excited? I got home literally 2 seconds ago, so we're gonna pretend what my prizes are, but I have a lot, so I'll just name something, and I know Maria's gonna hold some cute stuff too. So we're gonna give away some lip gloss. So let's see, Melissa, who's our first winner? Again, if you don't see your name, just make sure you fill out that form. We'll keep doing this, but go ahead and spin that wheel. Angela, congratulations. You're getting a lip oil or lip gloss. You can decide. I'm giving away some lip gloss. All right. So Maria, this first area, is income, and something I heard that was really powerful. And then I'll let you kind of take it away of how we make money is I always tell people that Money does not buy us happiness. Okay, we know that. And I think honestly, a lot of women aren't even motivated by money. You may say you need extra money, but it's not honestly always our motivation. But what I have seen money do over the years with Mary Kay is give me choices. It has given me the choice to put my son in a private Montessori school. It has given me the choice to travel. It has given me the choice to walk away from something and be on my own and be an independent woman. And so I'm so grateful to Mary Kay because for the last 7+ years, I've been doing this for 13, I've made over $100,000 every single year. So my dream is to be able to pass those skills on to women, that you can work from home, that you can make an executive size income, or you can make a little bit of income or just get a discount. And so if you could paint a picture, Maria, of what those options are when it does come to income, what does that look like? How do we make money? What does that look like?
Awesome. Okay. Well, how you make money. I'm going to take you back, ladies. Here I am, fresh out of the Peace Corps. I got a job in a Mary Kay director's office. She asked me to put a dress on and show up to a party. I did it reluctantly because my tomboy self didn't want to wear the dress, but I showed up to this party and she had 8 women there, showed them product, had a blast, and she put $1,600 in sales. Then I heard her sharing about the opportunity, and she was sharing, we make 50%. And I took a little step back and said, I know how to do math. Did she just profit $800? I just spent money on a dress and she's paying me $15 an hour. I think I lost money. Okay. So, you guys, the product, we double our money with the product. Okay. And if you look around, we don't even like to look around. It's so good in Mary Kay land. But if you look around, affiliate marketing and other places, it is sad sauce. It's eeny beeny percentages, 2%, 3%, 50%. You guys, easy math. We double our money. So, and the way that we do that is we connect with women. We have a marketing plan like none other where we show and share the product, right? Women get to experience it, they get to connect with you, and then when they take it home, make a 50% profit. Okay. This week was a little wild for me. My child's been homesick. I held one color party. It was $600. It took me an hour and a half. I made $300. I had some reorders. I sold some gifts all from being home. So it ended up being about $1,000 week from some reorders from business back in the past and some from currently selling the product. Okay. This is what I want you to know. With a business mindset and hobby hours, you can make money. I'm going to say that again in a different way. Hobby hours, part-time hours, business mindset, you're making money. Ladies, you can fit this in, and when you have a corporate job, you can fit this in if you're a stay-at-home mom with 6 kids. We've seen it done all different ways, okay?
And all combined. Like you can have kids, a job, go to school, have a husband, and like do it all.
And basically, if you're a woman, you're ambitious, okay? And you know how to get things done if you're running a household. We call that a domestic engineer, okay? So the second thing is team building. You can build a team, and it is so fun to bring people along with you. And Mary Kay pays them from their profit. Okay, it's called a dual marketing plan. That basically means you add someone to your team, they're rocking and rolling, making money. She's putting 50% in her pocket, but every time she's ordering, you're getting a love check. Now, this is where Bree just talked about making 6 figures. This is where the big girl money comes in. You could have 1 person on your team, you could have 10, you could have 100, right? So you can work this part-time with a business mindset. You could work this part-time building a team with the business mindset and make even more money. Okay, so it is totally possible to be making 6 figures with this business through the team building. There's bonuses. It just goes on and on. And also, I'm picking up a new car tomorrow. They just called me. There's also a car program. It is the best when you get to go pick up a car. And Bree just got to pick up another pink Cadillac. And that Bree calculated at one time. Do you remember roughly how much has it saved you, our car program? In not having,
oh, well, when I had done it, and this was like a couple years ago.
It was a lot, you guys. Like
it was a lot. Okay, hold on. Give me 2 seconds to do the math. But how many cars have you earned?
This is my 7th car, which means for 14 years of my Mary Kay career, I have not had to have a car payment. Okay, you guys, if you're making a car payment, you don't have to put it in the chat, but I've been hearing how much car payments are. It's like half of a mortgage sometimes with the car. So a perk of working your business is like, oh, dude, she just dropped it in the chat. $820. Okay. Yeah.
We just reacted to the chat.
Okay.
Yes, this is all very common that we see. I think I Googled it before. The average car payment for a new car is between about $600 to $1,000 a month. And then if you're not having a new car, we can maybe get into those lower things, but now we're dealing with a lot of other, issues. I just did the math. And if I would have, had a $900 car payment, which is kind of the average over the last 12 years, it saved me over $130,000 just in car payments, not including, insurance and all of those things. So I've earned 8 free cars. Maria, you've earned how many? I'm sorry if you said it.
7.
7. And so that's a huge benefit. And so there's sometimes things that we get in Mary Kay of, free trips or bonuses or cars or things like that, that bring so much value to our life that we don't realize the income that doesn't need to go out. And so I want you to light up the chat. If you could create an extra $1,000 for your household, in addition to what you're already making, what would that relieve? What would that enhance? What would you be able to do? I want to know, what would that, I call it a right now passionate goal. I was just telling Maria mine this morning. I was like, Maria, I want you to know my dream right now is to increase my income to a level that I can luxuriously pay for all my horse hobbies and lease one and own one in the next couple of years. And she's like, I love this for you. So, that'll lead into some other, pieces there. But what are the things that you wish that you could, maybe be doing more of or get caught up in your life? Put that in the chat right now if you had an extra $1,000. And as we do that, we're going to go ahead and give away another prize in between our things here. So I know you did a lip oil, Maria, so I'll be doing a lip gloss. So that way we'll just kind of keep track of things. So Melissa, go ahead and put it up. Let's see what we'd love to give away. New cars, get out of debt, more vacations, house renovations, could pay for nursing school, could save up for a new outdoor kitchen. Love these goals. Okay, let's spin that wheel. Look at all your names getting added. Love that. She's getting a lip gloss for me. That's easy. She'll be here next week. Okay. So, awesome. Well, we're going to go into our next section, which is the freedom and the flexibility. Marie and I actually, there's basic needs, and we always teach about personal growth in Mary Kay. And a top need for her and I out of 5 ones is freedom and flexibility. We thrive on this in our life. So we'll get to share a little bit of what that has looked like, for us individually. But I think the first thing that's really cool is everyone has a different personality on here, right? Everyone has a different style. Everyone has things that they're passionate about, even in our product line, or, what they're going after. And so what I love is that this business can truly be customized to that, right? So some people are going to want to work, in person and be able to sit down and let people try the products in person, or maybe work on the go. I was just in the Rubio's line and this girl saw my car was pink and she's like, I know this is weird, but I've been journaling about wanting a pink car and you showed up here. And I was like, girl, I'd love to send you some samples. And it was just, really organic. So it can be on the go. And it could be virtual. I've, worked my business 100% virtual since COVID hit, where I get to send some sample packages in the mail to women to just have some fun and just gift them and love on them and jump on a Zoom and just do a fun consultation and walk them through it. And so you really get to choose how to work this business. I think it's also important to know that there's no time commitments. There's no quotas. And so you get to truly design and go, where does this fit into my current lifestyle? I think sometimes people think, and that's so powerful, what Maria said earlier, sometimes you might be going to school or have a full-time job. Sometimes people think, if I start this, they're like, do I have to quit my job and just do this? And it's like, no, this is something that could be an hour a week, a couple hours a week, a couple hours a month. It's obviously going to correlate to the income that you make, but wouldn't even a couple extra $100 benefit your family, even if you only did 1 appointment and had a couple customers? That's still super valuable. And as women, I think we get into a little bit of all or nothing. Like, if I can't go all in, then I'm not doing it at all. And I think there's a lot of gray area, in this business. And so there's the flexibility of how, there's the flexibility of time, but, I'd love you to light up the chat, and I'll ask Maria this and then I'll answer it. Is like, if you could have more control of your time, what would it allow you to do? What would you like to spend your time doing? What do you feel like you're not able to do, even on a day-to-day basis? What would your morning look like? What would your habits look like? What would your, quiet time look like, or self-care time, or, time with your family, or a date night, or, for me, I have Wednesdays I take off with my son, and last week looks like going to a special dinner and a movie and chairs and having a whole date night with him, to, yesterday we're at the ranch and we're on horses and we get to do that during the day. So, Marie, you have three little girls who are watching you, who need your time, who need your mentorship. And so what does that freedom and flexibility look like for you in your life and over the years?
Wow. Well, I love your Wednesdays. You guys take that in, that you get to design a whole day. Okay. It took me a while to unwind, you guys, from when I ended up leaving my corporate position. So I'm going to take you back to when I was working a corporate job, because I just fitted in on a lunch break and after work until I matched it and was able to leave fully. It took me a long time to unwind. A lot of us are just on the go, getting it done. I didn't really realize how wound up I was
Yeah.
from doing the corporate grind. So just know you can have a full-time job, and you have to make a choice, right? To make calls on your lunch break, right? Or do a party afterwards. So that is possible. And then with children, this is my big thing right now, ladies, is we have to protect our energy. And I made an executive decision with myself. I want my family to get the best of me and not the leftovers.
Mm,
Because sometimes I step back and I'm like, oh man, you're working a career and you're giving to all these people. What do these women have when you get home? So working this, it's going to fill your bucket. We're going to talk about that. But I want my children to get the best of me. I want them to get my energy and pour into them and quality time. So I work when I'm working and I play when I'm playing. And I really had to work on that. Even right now, ladies, like, just push your feet into the ground to, like, okay, I'm here, I'm present, I'm listening to
grounded.
this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
right here. And then afterwards, you're gonna be all pumped up on pink, because
Pumped up on pink.
you are, because it's contagious. It might feel a little awkward to you how excited we are about sharing this opportunity, but that's because it has genuinely transformed our lives. And
Yeah.
so allow the overflow to go pour in and love Ushi Gushi on your family. But just an example, this week, my little one, she has a few days where she has some daycare social time. Well, she has been sick and she's not gone since September 28th. But guess what? There was no person I had to call. I didn't have to figure anything out. I got to just be home with her. And we designed and built a sandbox and a beautiful patio play area for my children, that so I can be on my dining room table and be shooting an email or filling a reorder, and the kids are outside playing, and I can close my computer and walk out and be fully there. So it's an awesome concept, but you have to know what you want to be able to design it. But literally, ladies, you can work this business with customers in California to Pennsylvania to New York to Florida. You can weave it 15 minutes here, a full day here, and not do anything there. So designing it and being your own boss is like, you could turn on your money. I love this. I learned this from Brie, but you could, like, turn on the money faucet.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
oh, back before I had a Mary Kay car, my power windows broke on my little Toyota Corolla, and I couldn't go ask for a raise. So I said, I live in the desert. Like, you need the windows to go up. Okay, it's 120 if you want the air conditioning to work. I went out and held a couple Mary Kay parties to pay cash. It's like an ATM machine. So you have the
Yeah.
freedom to turn it on and off when you want.
Yeah. And I think, it's so flexible too, of like, if you have a phone or a computer and you can do this virtually, you guys, I just got back from a 2-week trip in Yellowstone, where I was literally like, one day we're on the road and I'm like, wow, there's a grizzly bear outside of my window, to next second, like, we're back at camp. I have an hour. The kids wiped out. I'm going to go in the truck and I hold an appointment and I just made money. And then I get to just kind of flow and weave. And so there's no asking of time off. There's no, I didn't have enough PTO time. And that was a huge moment for me when I was working in the restaurant industry before I started Mary Kay. one thing that I was like, I'm never going to allow this to happen again. So my mom committed suicide. And the reason I share that is to share the intensity of what happened there. And so I want you to imagine being 20 years old, your whole life changes with that. And I'm working at a casino and a restaurant. And they did give me paid time off. And I had a couple of weeks and I said, you know what, I need a little bit more time. Like my whole world was rocked. I need to stay home, take care of my dad. And they said, sorry, we can't give you any more time. So we're going to have to fire you or you come back. And that's fine. I'm not mad at that company for doing it. They're obviously a corporation and they have to make a decision. But for me, I never wanted to be in a position where I could not take care of myself and that somebody else could control my income or my job. And so I wanted to, life is going to always hit us. Right. And so I wanted to be like, no matter what's going on, I can always show up for me, but no one can take this away from me. And so with that, again, if you haven't already, put it in the chat. If you had more time and flexibility, what are some things you would love to enjoy doing? We'd love to get you some more entries because we're going to give away some more prizes and then go into our last two areas here. So Melissa, let's see. I think we have some liquid eyeshadow from you. You said you have lots of fun colors to give away. So let's see who's our winner of a liquid eyeshadow. You're getting a liquid eyeshadow. Congratulations. Jeanette C said, spending more time with my kiddo, having more me time, enjoy my grandchildren more. Yes, awesome. I love that. Well, our third area here is there's kind of a lot of pieces in this third area, but we got some, we've got some community, and we got some really awesome prizes and recos. So I have been personally mentored by Marie, his mentor, who was a #1 producer in our entire company for many years. My mentor before she retired was, #1 in all of Mary Kay. And so we've gotten really, really cool training from people who were just the creators really of this company. And so we're so grateful those experiences and the mindset that's been transferred. And so Marie, if you could put into words what it's like to have mentorship or the value of that, that comes with this, what would that look like?
Well, first, it's something I didn't even know I needed. So it was this unexpected blessing. I heard, ooh, freedom, flexibility, double your money, easy decision for me. I was in. Okay. Then once being part of Mary Kay, I was surrounded by this sisterhood where I kind of had to step back and be like, whoa, these women are powerhouse women with a growth mindset. Ladies, I've been in the staff room where the conversation is not super healthy or we're talking about somebody else, okay? And so this environment to have a mentor who is going to elevate you and breathe belief into you and tell you, just breathe today saying, Maria, like I want these horses in my backyard. And I am like, I'm not shutting down the idea. Have you guys ever had you tell like you're a friend and they're just like, that's a bad idea? Or you can see the disbelief in their eyes when you're like, I'm going to go do this. It is the exact opposite in Mary Kay. I do want to tell you, ladies, that you're at the right place at the right time because joining us, you're with the top of the top. Like we are the best group to be in. Had to add that in because we come from Inner Circle Nationals, which is the top women who are the pioneer women who built this. But
Yeah.
I can tell you,
those words may not make sense to you
right.
guys. Like, what does an inner circle mean? But like, we're talking about the people who have made over 10, 14, $15 million in this company are the ones who directly trained us. And so I believe you can be successful in anything, but if you are going to do something, you might as well be trained by somebody who like has a system and a plan that is efficient for you to get the results that you want.
Yes. So think about just that word growth minded. And if it feels like, I just want to lean in because that was what a mentor, a person that's breathing belief into you, that's recognizing your natural gifts and talents. Like literally, I will take any personality growth mindset. Bree and I will send each other like a video about some training topic and then devour the content, be like, this is how I'm going to use this. Oh, these are people skills. Let's train this. Constant, just elevating who you are. You guys, in my corporate job, they offered me a $10,000 raise. You know, and why? I was going to my Mary Kay meetings on Monday and applying the training to my corporate position. They were not training me the skills that I was learning in Mary Kay. How to communicate with people, how to be an active listener, how to affirm others, how to talk and command a group of women when you're doing a skincare class, like valuable skills, money management, time management, stuff that I did not learn from that degree over there. I guess I majored in the horses, but still I had science classes, but they didn't teach me time management, emotional management. These are things like, if I'm saying some of these words and you're like, whoa, I could use some emotional management. We all needed it. We still do, but a growth mindset. So that is what having a mentor has provided for me, is a skill set that I can then share with my family, and it impacts my everyday life.
This is something that I'm like, it just happened yesterday to me, because, Maria is so great at affirming. And we had a little incident of a meltdown, yesterday on the horse. My son did, of having a whole moment and situation. But like, literally my Mary Kay skills of how to work through your emotions, how to grow confidence and self-trust and work through a really hard emotion and deep breathe and really get grounded, all the things that I learned in this company that I didn't learn from my family or things like that, that was like moments that I was literally using those things with him to work him through this and to like understand even how to get to that place with him. And so I didn't even really, that's just what I do. But Maria was like, isn't it great that your Mary Kay skills came in handy on the trail? And I'm like, yeah, it actually really is. We were in a really interesting, emergency moment. And, I truly believe with our children, or even if you don't have children, the people around you, it is not what's taught, it's what's caught. And you truly are impacting people around you. And so with the community of Mary Kay, that second area, do you want to be brought down by the Me Too people, the people who don't want to grow, the people who are okay? Or do you want to be around people who are like, I would trade places with that person. I would take advice from that person. I want to grow and think bigger, take off the lid of my abundance, of my capacity, of what I think I allow and deserve in my life. And be in a place where you can contribute that to other women. And so that's truly that friendship and camaraderie, a community of women. And like she mentioned, the recognition, it isn't common, to be in an environment where people notice you and recognize you because of who you are and not just what you do or accomplish. As women, we are juggling so many hats to clean a toilet, do a grocery list, make sure everybody's alive and eating and not school. And then we switch into work and we have so many hats and we're constantly multitasking. And you might feel zingy through the day of like, oh my gosh, I just was in every, different facet of my brain. And like, who's recognizing you and noticing you for all of that effort and appreciating you, right? And so with that, I love to be in an arena that happens, that I can provide that for other women, and that also, like, we get really cool prizes. Like, I didn't think I wanted prizes or like needed them until I started earning them. And I was like, well, that's cool. So like Mary Kay, she is so brilliant. She knew that women they don't always work for money. We won't always get up for a paycheck, but we're like, you can earn a diamond ring. Okay, I'll do that. Oh, you can earn a trip to Scotland or the Bahamas? Sure, I'll work really hard to do that. Those are all things that I've been able, to do plus more. But she knew just for hitting your goal, she would give you the Cinderella prizes you wouldn't normally buy yourself. And so that's really fun when you can have those little extra cherry, on top. So for you guys, if you had to choose between having a mentor in your life, between having a sisterhood and community, or between having some recognition and prizes, go ahead and put in the chat, like, which one, there's not a right or wrong answer, but which one would bring you the most value right now, or that you're craving the most, or would impact your life the most? Is it the mentorship, the community, or the recognition and prizes? So as you guys put that in the chat, we're going to go ahead and give away another prize. What am I giving away? I will give away an eyeshadow. Melissa, I just had to think of something. Let's give away an eyeshadow. Look at last month. Congratulations. She's just winning. She's just attracting the wins. Okay. I love it. All right. Well, our last area, and we definitely already dipped into this for sure, because it's hard not to, because it's in every piece of what we do. But it is the personal growth. And, you know, I've had the privilege of seeing all pieces of your life and your journey, and not that I'm there for every second, but I've gotten to hear a lot of pieces, Maria. And you have you have baby happening possibly in the background, but
It's crossing through the office. They know.
it's crossing through the office. Love it. I could see the face to the husband. I'm like, get the baby. Yeah. So
The baby.
you come from a colorful background as well.
I sure do.
You also come from a background, though, that is colorful, that you also come from a very successful, you know, father as well.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting blend sometimes when you can have a high achieving family, but also have a lot of pain and family dynamics and addiction as well. And so, you know, obviously you achieved and you have degrees and you've done all these things. And we've already talked about some of the personal growth, but like for you, I guess, what is your mission in Mary Kay of how you want to pass this personal growth on? I know that's a heavy question, and you're also juggling children, so I can take it too.
They just wanted string cheese approval in their back of the
Okay, great. String cheese always approved. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'm like, great, because they could have grabbed a Kit Kat. Okay. Yes. So, ladies, I didn't know how badly I needed Mary Kay. So my mom had started drinking when I was young. I mean, I remember coming intoxicated to like the first or second grade teacher meeting. So she was a high achiever. She was an attorney, but she had the disease of alcoholism, and unfortunately it made her be not present. So passed out on the couch a lot of my childhood. So I didn't really realize this until I just really figured out why that freedom and flexibility was so important to me, because being present for my children, like actually there to talk to them, right? It's like full circle now that I have kids and realizing I want to be there for them and available for them. But on the other side, my dad, who then he was an attorney at the time and a single dad providing for our family, I always like, oh, daddy's girl, all these boys, but I didn't realize that I didn't really have a good opinion of women. So the sisterhood, because when I was out of the Peace Corps, I had one of those shelf bras. It was like those spaghetti tanks. Like I thought that was the bra, the shelf. Okay. The Mary Kay women took me to the real bra store. Okay. They taught me how to walk in high heels, got my ears pierced, because I didn't have those mom moments, because really from the age of about 5 or 6, it was then jail time for her from DUIs, and the drinking led to her losing her law degree and eventually divorcing my dad and eventually becoming homeless. And so I didn't realize that having this powerful tribe of sisters, of healthy women who wanted to be strong moms and raise not that my mom didn't, but she made a choice with the disease, right? And so I was very ambitious. My dad became a judge, and so coming from this household of attorneys, and there was discipline and high expectations, but I also had lost my self-worth. My deserve level was so low when I came into Mary Kay. I didn't even feel worth. It was hard for me when someone wanted to purchase $200 of product and then I was profiting $100. I had to really learn how to receive, because I was so broken from the household dynamics. Also, ladies, our company believes in God first, family second, and career third. Not the order that I was living my life. When it came into me, I was like, God, who? I no longer had chosen to believe because of the pain and the hurt that the alcoholism had caused me. So being in a company with the values and hearing about faith and women breathing into me and saying, Maria, women are wonderfully and fearfully made, and having scripture spoken over to me at Mary Kay events, and led me to change my lifestyle and have a faith again. So you talk about 10 times more confidence. It just gives me, I would do not know where I would be without this company. And I think that's the big thing that Brie and I want to impart to you, is that the heartbeat and what we're really doing. So my mission is to empower women, right? To be present and to chase their dreams. I also think the reason my mom probably started drinking was she had an ambitious heart, but was home with all the babies, and my oldest brother was special needs. She didn't have a place to play. She didn't have a place to win because she just got devoured by the household and 4 kids and didn't have the emotional coping skills and chose the bottle. So if we can change that by having women part of this, and Bree has a powerhouse mission as well, right? That if women can make their own money, it will change their household. So if you want to share as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mom was an awesome stay-at-home mom for most of my life and very involved in our congregation, and things changed. I think women, we suppress a lot of things and we just do, and we don't really look at our emotions. And I think that that festers in disease in our body when we're not really conscious of what's going on. And so because of not healing some of those things, again, she turned to some things in addiction to numb those things. And for not having her own income towards the end, there was a situation that happened before she passed away where, my dad's a big general contractor, and she took all the money out of the account. And the reason I share this is because it really planted a vision in my heart. The reason that she took it is because when we found her, is that she said, I just want to contribute to the household. And I find so many women who feel like they don't have a choice or independence or a voice because they are not contributing. It doesn't mean that they need to. It doesn't even mean the man is requesting it. It is just this internal feeling that she didn't feel like she was enough for just being an awesome mom. And I believe that you can be just an awesome mom if that is your dream and that's all you want to do. That was just her story. But I thought, wow, mom, if you did have your own income and you did have your own voice, would you have chose something different? Would you have, if you had a place to win or a community that empowered you, what would that have looked like? And so I always wanted to, when this happened, give women the backup plan, to give you the option to be the cycle changer in your family. Because when you go home as a more confident, you really are not choosing to only focus on what you achieve, but who you are just because of who you be. When you can grow in all these other areas in your life, again, you are affecting your children, who then are going to grow up and they're going to have a healthier marriage, or they're going to have a better job, or they're going to have all these different things, because it truly starts in the home. And so that's why I love to work with the women. I love to work with the moms, because they affect everybody around us, right? And so for me, it changed my whole life. And I think that when you have something that changes you, it makes you so passionate. Someone asked me the other day, what brings you joy? And I'm like, I literally wake up every day loving what I do over a decade later, because I get full fulfillment because I get to contribute those tools to other women. So whether it looks really small, like that was fun, I get to have fun, I get a little recognition, I made an extra $50 this week, and it's, there, and they love to hang out there, and I can just praise on them for that. Or it's like, I can be a part of developing someone into the leader they were meant to be and have the voice they were meant to have, to stand on the stage and affect thousands. I never thought that would be my life. And I'm so grateful. And I'm like, who is the next champion who needs that? Right. Mm-hmm. And so there's a place for everybody. And so, you guys in the chat, I'd love to hear, like, if you could grow in an area right now, would it be your confidence, your self-esteem, time management, money management, leadership skills? You might already have that, but I want you to like unleash and go, but I love more of that area. It's okay to be like neutral and want more. So what's the area you would love to grow in? Throw that in the chat. Well, we also, as you're putting that in the chat, I would love to hear what questions you have for Maria and I. As you can see, we're pretty transparent and vulnerable with our lives, and we're willing to answer anything. And so, as we're going to pull up another prize here, but as you're commenting in the chat, we would love to know, like, what is something that you feel like you would need to know, or you would be curious about, that if this is for you, it may not be for you, and that's okay. Okay. That is totally okay. But the deal is we make sure you have the most information to make an educated decision to know if it is for you or not for you, right? I don't want you to leave going, I'm making a decision out of fear and I just don't know if I would be good at it, so I'm not going to do it. I want you to be like, that's just not my passion right now. So that's okay, right? That's two different ways of making a decision. So drop in the comments, what is something you'd be curious about or feel like you would need to know? And asking the question does not mean you're signing your life away. You just get extra entries for product. Okay. Okay. So as you're putting those questions in the comments, let's go ahead and give away another prize, Melissa. I feel like, what is something else that you said that you had that we were going to do? We just did liquid eyeshadow. I'm doing an eyeshadow.
Waterproof mascara.
That's what it is.
Ooh, so
Love
good.
it. We all need that. Man, she is winning right
Yeah,
now.
double.
LaShonda is winning. All right. I love that. Okay, I see the questions coming in. As those questions come in, I'm just going to give it a second so we have a couple more. I do want to just show you the ways to start. Okay, because I feel like we got to sometimes just be like, it's just this simple and to not overthink it. And so I'll go over those options and then we'll read some of these questions. So we have our eStart Plus Pro Start. So in this eStart Plus Pro Start comes a super cute bag. I can't tell you how many women open it and are like, I love the bag for everything. You get over $400 worth of full-size product. So you get our main skincare system that we are honestly talking about at every single appointment typically. You're getting our eye makeup remover. That is one of our best-selling products. You're getting 5 CC creams. You're getting an ultimate mascara, our charcoal mask, our microdermabrasion that fully transform my skin. You're getting sales tool aids, a beautiful website, all of that for $125. So no beauty consultant on here, sales director can even get those products at that cost. It's a killer deal. I mean, minimum, if you were just to only buy the products and not the sales tool aids, that would be a 200 plus, investment. So this is quite the awesome starter kit deal just to have fun and even use, things for yourself and see where it goes. We have the $35 option on the bottom right. What that is, I kind of call it like a Costco membership, right? So you at least like you're in Mary Kay, you don't necessarily get all the products, but you're able to start your business and start selling right away. And you still get a beautiful website. And if you have a moment where you're like, that's where I can start right now, but I really love that kit, you have 15 days to add on later with this pro kit for 90 if you would like the rest of the contents later. And so as you're putting questions in the chat too, I always love to know what's like the last thing you spent $35 on, because again, we to overthink that as well, where we're like, I don't know, should I do it? And I'm like, I just spent $45 at a Chinese restaurant yesterday for 2 meals. And you know what? It made me bloated with all that salt, but it didn't change my life. So like, and I it, right? I don't overthink and go, should I do that? Is it going to be worth it? I just was like, it'll be okay. And we'll try this new restaurant. So I love seeing what's in here. Okay. So let's go back to some of these questions. We have two so far, and you can keep putting your questions in the chat. How does working at Mary Kay and homeschooling children work for you? Is it time consuming trying to juggle both responsibilities? That's a great question. Again, that time management definitely just comes in to play. And so I figured out what's best for my son. I'm not going to say some days aren't chaotic, but life's a little chaotic with kids, right? You can never just plan it correctly, and it's never just going to be exactly how you wanted it to be. But I'm very conscious of when I choose to hold my appointments. I'm very clear on how many I will hold a week. So that way I kind of know, okay, I can be on here for an hour on Zoom, and I know that he is self-sufficient at his age right now. It's looked different over the years, and that I give him a project and then I go check on it afterwards. So some days will look like, I'll just tell you what my day looks like the other day. I get up before him, I do some quiet time, I drink my juice, I always juice my own juice. I did some journaling, I did laundry, I did all the things a woman would do. He gets up, I get him ready and get him settled and all those things. And then I go on an appointment and I just kind of just bounce. I'm just willing to bounce and just be open to the flow. Is he sometimes coming in here and going, Mom, I need you. How do I do division? 100%. But guess what? We're all women, and I don't have to be 100% on for people, and they understand and they think he's cute, and we move on with life. So like, that's it. Like, everybody gets it. And so I've just had to learn how to have days where I'm fully off to fill my cup up. And I think that's very important. I have days where I'm like, we're just focusing on him and I'm not on appointments. And I have days where I'm like, I'm doing a full day of work because he's not with me. So you just got to learn what works best for your family. But I think with all that is we work with you with a weekly a weekly plan sheet. And I help women go through and go, okay, tell me what your work schedule is like. Tell me when your date night is. Tell me when you go grocery shopping. Tell me when you do this. And we're going to fill in all of your life first and then go, okay, where are the tiny pockets of time you can be intentional? And if you love it, you'll find a way to grow it. And if not, we're just going to be happy with what we can do for right now. How did you build your clients when you first started? Tell us about that, Maria.
Well, for me, my bonus mom held my first party for me, and it was shockingly amazing. I still remember that it was like 900 in sales, and I was like, I should have invited more people. This is amazing. But I really just started with my circle. My bonus mom was a court reporter and had a connection, and she invited some people to say, "Hey, my daughter." They fell out of their chairs when I said, "I'm going to start Mary Kay." By the way, they're tomboy little girl. So she gathered some friends together, and now it could be something that you do virtually, but gathered some women around the table, and then we do what we do best, which you guys are going to have a mentor. You're not even, my mentor was there with me, so you don't even have to do it. You just got to find some people that will allow you to practice. The product speaks for itself, but we show and share the product, and we also have people share referrals. And that's how you grow it, right? It can just take one person, really, or a small group of people. Also, I got this from Brie. If you're on social media, just go and click on how many friends you have. That'll just give you a reality check that whether it's 30, 300, 900, 1200, there is a plethora of people in your life that maybe you haven't thought of that, oh, they have skin. Would they be willing to do a skincare trial or give you some honest feedback? So that's really how I just started, with asking one person and going from there.
Yeah. Jesse asked a really great question. How much time do you put in per week? And this is funny because I was just thinking about this, of what people assume that it takes a lot of time. And as I was even revamping that question about homeschool life, I was thinking, they must think I have to like work a lot. And how do I have time, to do that? And so, it looks so different at every level. But when I break down, what does it look like to make an extra $1,000 a month as a brand new consultant with no existing business? It typically breaks down to about 3 to 4 hours a week. Starting from scratch with just being intentional with your time. Okay. And then if we move into more of that 5 to 10 hours a week, now we're looking at someone who can be starting to earn a car and move into a leadership position and start to really, that's what it looks like for me. Only 5 to 10 hours a week while I ran a full-time business and matching my income. And then when I decided to let my other business go and just focus on this, because I was making the same amount, and I moved into more of a leadership position and more of a career type role in this, that looks like maybe 30 hours a week, but to make a 6-figure income. So I need you to really get on board with that if you were to make a 6-figure income over $100,000 in a year, that's going to typically require 40 to 60 hours from you, where you have to be out of the home, clocked in somewhere else, and you don't own your time. So my 30 hours looks a lot of the time in yoga pants with my hair up in a bun on the couch, texting people, not looking too cute, but I'm able to do it on the go or from a park or whatever that looks like. So, and so that all has looked different in different phases of the life. She says no makeup either, scary. She's seen all the behind the scenes. So it's just a little bit more different with that. So what I love about this is you can give us a goal and we're going to help create a roadmap of what that looks like. See, does that match up? Does it not? If it doesn't, let's start here and then see where it goes. And this business compounds. So it doesn't necessarily take more time to become more successful. The time you put in continues to pay you over and over and over again. So you might think, oh, I'm going to have to put in more time to make more money. No. Consistency in this business is what makes you more money. Not giving up is what makes you more money, because the time I put in with a customer 10 years ago is still paying me today with her reorders.
I was just going to say, that first party I had, I still have people 16 years later reordering product.
16 years later, I mean, sometimes you're probably like, what does she look like again? Like it's sometimes, right? Like you have moments of like, but she's still reordering. What if I start but find I don't like it? What happens? I love this question. Girl, just then don't do it. It's okay. You're not signing your life away. The worst case scenario is you get 50% off on your own products. That's okay. We're not going to like say we're not friends with you anymore. We're just going to love on you as an awesome personal use consultant. If that's not right for you, we're just going to scoop you back up and treat you as an awesome customer. And so really nothing happens. I've had people who fall out in a phase of life and come back and go crazy with it. And we're going to welcome you with open arms. So there is a final form to fill out that Melissa just put in there. Sorry, my cat's going across. She's wild. Maria has kids. I have the cat right now. So go ahead and click that link in the chat if you haven't had a chance already, or go ahead into your phone because we want to make sure you get into the last entry. But we do have a signing bonus tonight. So if this is something that's kind of landing on your heart, something that you feel like, okay, everything is feeling in alignment. I am a little scared. Okay. When we're scared, by the way, it's like a roller coaster. You can choose to feel scared or excited. We get to choose the emotion. But we have some fun stuff. So Melissa, could you pull up? Yes. So we have a moisture mask and a mask applicator. This is a $38 value. Do the girl math. It is more than the e-start. Okay. So you're basically getting to start for free with this product gift. This is one of my favorite things going into winter time. This mask, you guys, you can sleep in overnight, which is so great. It's going to pull all the moisture back into your skin, or you can do 10-minute treatments of it. So this is going to really help restore that moisture barrier, give you that glow, give you that hydration as we're getting into these winter months. The mask applicator is great for so many different products we have to put them on. So you're just gonna have so much fun. So that's your signing bonus. So if you decide to start within the next 24 hours, we're going to gift that to you. And what that next piece would look like is we just send you a link, you sign it up, we'll pop you into a 3-way chat, we'll set up your new consultant business training, and we'll really figure out what's best for you. If there's a piece for you where you're still kind of like on the fence and you feel like you need to talk to us a little bit more one-on-one, we love to do a dream call where we really just dive into your life specifics and maybe we can answer and fill in some gaps with those questions. So Melissa, I think, do we do our last one? I guess we can give a final one away. I have some fun stuff. I think I have a fun palette, you guys. Let me find the palette. I just cleaned my office too good. Let me grab it out of here, but let's go ahead and pull that wheel up because we had so many awesome guests on here tonight. I want to give away one more. Here it is.
Yay, look at our prize wheel. Ladies, this is awesome.
All right, go ahead and Wanda. Okay, so you're gonna get this gorgeous, fun little palette right here. Okay, so that is gonna be for you, limited edition, fun palette there. Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. I mean, Maria, you always have some awesome, impactful, closing words. Tell us what any final words that you would have as they're maybe kind of sitting on the fence, and let our ladies go for the evening.
Okay. Well, I remember being in the Mary Kay space and thinking, whoa, like my energy was like here and the ladies were up here and it felt uncomfortable, but I was drawn to it. There was something that resonated with me that I wanted to be back. Also, ladies, you become like the 5 people you hang around the most.
And so does your bank account.
Your bank account, your health, like lots of areas in your life. So if you need to be invited, you being on here, your person specifically invited you because they saw something in you and they wanted you on your team. Okay. That's another freedom and flexibility. You choose who you work with. And Bree and I love having dynamic, ambitious, wonderful women, but women that are eager to learn and grow. And why not just give this a try? We just went through the question. The worst that could happen is you try it and then you've had the experience. And if you don't like it, worst case scenario, you're getting your product at a deal. So invest in yourself.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining, and thank you for lighting up the chat. It's always so fun when you guys connect with us, so we're not just talking to each other. So we love having you guys on and our consultants, earn while you learn. So have a beautiful evening, everyone. We'll connect, we'll reach out, make sure you get that signing bonus and have a wonderful evening. Bye, everyone.